Okay, hi everybody. Teresa Lysam here. Thanks for joining me on this class all around regaining your vitality, feeling younger from the inside out, feeling and looking younger from the inside out, all about reversing aging, which is words that doTERRA has shared with us. So it's all around their new Metapower line. So I'm going to move very, very quickly. I have a lot to share with you. I'm going to try to do this in a timely fashion, but please halt me if you need to ask something. So I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to assume that you can see that. So if you want to give me a thumbs up with your video on, I'd appreciate that, because I'm just going to go forward as if you can see me. Are we good? Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. Okay, so I need to hit play on this so you can see a bigger version of me. So this is titled Live Your Most Powerful Life, Health and Vitality at Every Age. I am all about vitality. I see myself as a vitality visionary. So this fits right in with that. You know, we can have vigor and energy and a quality of life that's really high through our entire life, no matter what age you decide to start there. So if you're ready to live your most powerful life, then let's move forward and see what we can discover together. So the goals for today is for you to walk away with, you know, some of these things, some answers and information about some of these different things. You know, do you control your metabolism or does it control you? We need a new metabolic health awakening. When I started learning about this metabolic health, I'm like in shock that we don't know more about it. It's vitally important. We're going to talk a little bit about the relationship between health span, biological aging, and metabolic health, which they're all connected. And we're, of course, going to have tools at the end that show you how you can slow biological aging and put more life into your years. It all sounds awesome. I want some of that. So these are things that are probably standing in everybody's way. At least one or two of these, multiples of these, one. So something is keeping us from being at our optimal health. So if you would look at these and either in your head or on a quick piece of paper, just kind of rate yourself between a 1 and a 10, where you're at in each one of these categories. So 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, and where you're at on that spectrum between 1 and 10. You could be at a 5 for energy. You could be at a 9 for weight. You could be at a 3 for mood. So on that sliding spectrum between 1 and 10, where would you rate yourself on each one of these? And it's just a starting point to give you an awareness around where you're at right now. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that. And nobody's going to see that number but you, those numbers. And if you want to share them, you're welcome to, but it's not necessary. So once we kind of have an idea where we're at in each one of these, then we're going to go ahead and learn about our cellular wellness. So just keep those where you can see them. So this is a really cool, and I think I might be in the way here. I'm sorry, at the top of the pyramid. This is a wellness pyramid that doTERRA has had out as far back as I can remember. I absolutely love this pyramid. I think they should teach it in schools personally. I think it is a great illustration of where we should be in all of these levels. And they just added at that second level, movement has always been there, but they added metabolism now. So movement and metabolism. So the nutrition and digestion are the foundational piece, and then movement is a little bit less, but still it's important. And then it goes up to that proactive medical self-care. We want the foundation to be most solid, and then we want that proactive medical where we need to step out and have a third party help us, we want that to be kept at as minimal as possible. So I absolutely love this. But if you have anything out of place, you know, it kind of could cause everything to topple over. So we always want to start with a really solid foundation of nutrition. And doTERRA is always, and I am personally always about being proactive and using natural ways to address the root cause of things. So we're going to really focus in on that metabolism, and it might be some useful insights that you may not have known before. But lifestyle choices are something we make every single day that pay off in the long term. So all these pieces of this pyramid all revolve around those daily decisions that we make on a regular basis. Excuse me. And it's just like a wellness pathway to follow. I really love that pyramid. So let's dig into metabolic health. What is it? So metabolic health, the general description is it's your body, what it can digest and absorb. So it's all about digesting and absorbing nutrients from food, you know, and keeping our blood sugar levels stable, have, you know, healthy insulin, and we want to keep our the ups and downs of that nice and level. We want to avoid big spikes in those levels of blood sugar and blood fat and insulin, because when there's big spikes, I hope I said that right. Now that I think about it, when there are big spikes, that is not really good for us. We want to keep them at a nice, lower, consistent level. We're going to learn about that here today. So we can make good choices. We can always make a decision every day to make better choices in our daily lives. There's always another day to start again. So our metabolism can be optimized at any point in time. Age is irrelevant. Gender is irrelevant. But these are the 5 pillars of metabolic health. We know, we've all learned and seen these. Maybe this is just a reminder. All of these pieces need to be there for us to have a healthy, happy life where we're making good decisions every single day. I love this smart supplementation. I really like that phrase. I think it's really cool. Some people don't supplement. Some people might supplement in a random haphazard way, and maybe they don't really understand the power of supplementation. But supplementation helps you get a better and a bigger return on your efforts. So optimal metabolic health translates into more energy, more stamina, improved endurance, a clearer mind, better skin, you know, everything that we all want. That is a good, optimal, metabolic, healthy person. But look, there's only 6.8% of us who have optimal metabolic health. That's not very good. So we want to up that and increase that percentage. So yeah, it just totally surprises me. So that means out of 14 people that you might come across, only 13 of them don't have very good metabolic health. So that's 1 in 14 have good metabolic health. It's almost embarrassing. But again, it's not something we've learned about over the years. So let's move on. I'm trying to move fast and throw a lot of information at you. So we learned at the convention about biological age and lifespan, health span and lifespan. So we're going to talk more about that. But we all know people that look younger than what their actual age is. And we know people that look older than what their actual age is. And, you know, everybody ages differently, and it's all kind of based on their cellular level. So how they look physically, that's what their cellular level is aging at that same rate, if that makes sense. So if a person looks older, their cells are probably aging a little bit more rapidly. If they look younger, their cells are probably at a younger, healthier level. So that's your biological age. Okay, it's a measure of how young your cells appear. So our biological age are based on our cells, you know, how they behave. So they don't, you know, and before I stumble over my words, I'm going to keep on moving. So we're going to learn how to take control of our metabolic health and slow those biological age symptoms or signals, I guess we'll call it. So here's the interesting chart. I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining it because truthfully, I've heard the explanation a couple of times, but I understand it when it's explained to me, but to explain it to somebody else is a little bit trickier. So the most important thing to look at is down near the bottom. Oh, and I can't even use my cursor on the right where we have our, let me make sure I got the colors right. Hang on. I got to flip my page in my notes. So we have lifespan and we have health span. So lifespan is how long we live. Health span is how long we stay healthy and have a good quality of life. So the gray and the black lines are pretty close most of our life until we get to the end of our life. So we get near that end and many people will live long, but their quality of life stinks. So that's the black curve in the middle that's kind of bumping out there on the right. You know, the last 8 years statistically are spent with limitations, health limitations. You know, a lot of us know people that are constantly going to doctor's appointments and they can't do as much because their health is not as good as it once was. So even though we might have a long life, does not mean our health is a good quality of health. And personally, I want to have those two lines move together the entire time till the day I leave this planet. Excuse me. So what's preventing us from those two lines moving together and living vibrantly? It's, you know, we have to close that gap between health span and lifespan. And hopefully that made a little bit of a sense to you. And if it didn't, then I can explain it afterward. So this is interesting. The hallmarks of aging appear at age 25. Who knew? As you tell a 25-year-old that, I'm sure they're not going to believe you because I would not have believed that when I was that age. But 25 seems to be, you know, right when your brain matures, that's when your body starts aging. So that's when aging markers start to show up. So by the time you're 50, you know, your body is producing half the amount of NAD+. So that's really, really important. NAD+ is, as you can say, is a molecule is critical to metabolic function. So in our 20s, that NAD+ starts decreasing. And I'm going to see if I can explain it in a real succinct way. So it's starting to fall after our 20s. And that's where our metabolic functioning and health starts to go downhill. So let me see. We learned a lot about NAD, and of course, I'm not seeing it here, but NAD is so vital. We need to keep that level up. So I'm going to share with you how we can do that. So the NAD levels start to drop and we want to keep it up. So in my notes, it says it's responsible for metabolic function and cellular integrity. Okay. So we want that to be up so that our metabolic health can be a lot better. And I hope I did that a little bit of justice. So some of the obstacles to metabolic health are these four things. maturing fat cells, blood sugar spikes, cellular integrity, inferior supplements. So doTERRA, of course, is helping us with the supplementation because they're going to address the root concern, and that's how their oils are. Their oils address and try to get to the root cause, not just hiding the symptoms. So that's why we learned a lot about NAD+, because that's at the root of the issue. So we want to support increasing our NAD levels naturally, and NAD levels are connected to NMN, and we're going to come back to that. NMN are connected, and NMM helps the NAD levels. So I'm just going to leave it at that because it gets a little bit tongue twisting with all those letters. And again, you could research it. It's totally fascinating. And it's really, really sciencey though. So how would it feel to live your most powerful life? Like, what if you were at your optimal health every single day of your life? You were energetic, your mind was clear, you were able to live at a high level every single day. Yeah, no, I would love that. I mean, I am pretty healthy, but I know I'm not at my optimal level. And I'm actually excited to see what that looks like. So let's go ahead and jump into the Metapower. It's pronounced Metapower. So Metapower, I'm going to explain it's multiple products. And when I first heard about it, it was really hard to wrap my head around. But I have them all right here. Not all of them. I'm missing one of them. And these are all the products. Don't get scared because there are so many of them. We're going to break it down. I've been on them. My third week is starting tomorrow, which is Thursday, the 29th of September. So that's the start of my third week. It really isn't that hard. Like, it sounded really complicated. And now that I've been doing it for 2 weeks, 2 solid weeks, it's like, yeah, it's just another thing to add to, like habit stacking, add it to what I'm already doing. It's kind of fit in with my routine very nicely. So it has not been a hard supplement for me. Some people might find it to be a little trickier because their habits are different from mine. But for me personally, it's been pretty easy. So the PWR, the power part, stands for Personal Wellness Realized. Personal Wellness Realized. And the meta stands for metabolic health. So it's metabolic health connected and joined with personal wellness realized. I love that. So we all, we already saw about the 5 pillars of metabolic health. With the eating, the moving, the sleeping. There was one more, stress management. I don't know. I have to go back and look. But supplementation is where this Metapower steps in. So of course, it's all natural. It's part of us taking charge and making daily choices that are going to help us optimize our health and stay younger longer. So the key product is this Metapower oil. So it's an oil blend, and it is a reformulation of the Slim and Sassy. So this is Slim and Sassy on steroids. They've reformulated, amped it up, and have really made it incredible. So I've been putting that in water every day, a couple times a day, and actually putting it under my tongue. So that's how I've been using it. So it's just, and we'll get into the more of the routine, the details of the routine, but that's how I use it. You can use it any way that you want, whatever is easy for you. But I do put this out right by my sink in the kitchen where I drink my water to remind me to use it every single day. Okay, so let's look at these obstacles one at a time. Maturing fat cells. We're going to, again, go through this very, very quickly. So maturing fat cells are something that all of us have. And as we lose weight, those of us who have lost weight and gained weight and lost weight and gained weight, we really are not reducing the number of fat cells when we do that. Like they're not disappearing. We're simply burning the fat that's stored in each fat cell. Okay, so we're not eliminating any, we're just reducing the fat and they become smaller. Okay, so we're keeping them, small. And this is a picture of different adipose fat cells, and we're not going to really get into that because there's all about fatty acids and, the fat cells grow and they retain fatty acids. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. I mean, I can come back to that if you want to, but you can kind of see the visual, The left side to me is our fat cells, and then, gaining weight and plumping up those fat cells is what that last one looks on the right. So we're going to learn this metapower is a way to slow the growth of our fat cells so that they stay small and they're less likely to inflate like these balloons. Isn't that interesting? So we're keeping the size of we're keeping our fat cells, our fat balloon cells deflated with this metapower. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about this blend. So it inhibits fat cell maturation. That's what I just kind of spoke about. Curbs cravings, thus the, dropping it in water, putting it on the under the tongue. And of course, it's going to support our metabolic health, which is the digesting of our nutrients that runs the processes of our body. So a lot of people, a lot of testimonies I heard, yes, they said this really cuts the cravings. A lot of people have spoken to sugar cravings, how they just don't want sweets anymore, and they have lost their taste for sweets and things that they used to love a couple days ago or whenever, they find too sweet now. That has not happened for me yet. Not to say it won't, but some people, that is something that really stands out for them. So we have in this blend, we have grapefruit, lemon, keep losing the camera, there it is. Grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon bark is what's in there. Okay, so if you were with me, I would let you taste some. It's really, I like it a lot better than Slim and Sassy. Slim and Sassy was like bitey, in my opinion, and really intense. And God forbid if you put more than a drop or two in your water. So it was really over the top. This is so much softer and easier and tastier, in my opinion. So so we're going to talk about blood sugar spikes next. So this is an obstacle that we all deal with, all but that 6.7% who seem to be the ones that probably don't have the blood sugar spikes, but everybody else does. I'm going to give you a real quick analogy, which I thought was really useful for me. So every time your blood sugar spikes, you age. Right there, that in of itself is really impactful for me. So we're going to compare our bodies to a car. So if you're putting your foot, on the gas pedal and you're going really, really fast, and then you slam on the brakes all of a sudden, just imagine what that feels like. I know you could feel that in your body. So if you're doing that constantly, going really fast, boom, put on the brakes. Going really fast, boom, put on the brake. Like that is really jarring, and that's going to ruin your car. It's not good for your brakes. It's not good for your tires. It's not good for your body. So that's just not a good thing to be doing. So we're going to compare that to blood sugar levels. So if we have these blood sugar spikes going up after we eat, and then dropping real low, and then we eat again, they go up high and they drop real low. That would be analogous to that, us slamming on the brakes constantly. So just like it's not good for a car, it's not good for our bodies either. It's hard on our body. It's contributing to poor cellular function. So the more we can smooth out these spikes and these dips in our blood glucose and our, insulin curves, the better, and the less we age. So to me, that was really, really a powerful analogy, and hopefully it's helpful to you as well, because I know I'm putting on those brakes all the time. So this is another product that is part of this whole system. It's called Metapower Metabolic Assist. So this is a soft gel that comes in a supplement little jar, little container. And this is the one that really helps with those glucose spikes. So it's the one that's going to do the work of keeping those spikes nice and smooth. It helps reduce the absorption of simple carbohydrates, which hit our system really, really hard. It supports healthy blood sugar responses and helps stabilize our energy level throughout the day. Now, I'm not an expert, obviously. I'm learning this along the way with you, but I think putting on those brakes constantly, eat away at that energy level. That's just my thoughts, and somebody is welcome to correct me on that. But so this, you want to add to that? Okay. So where this is helping close that gap between lifespan and health span. And blood sugar levels are one of the most significant markers of health. And they do naturally fluctuate. That's just something that happens. It's when they have that massive up and down fluctuation that's not good for us. So like I said, I've been hitting my brakes for a very, very long time. Now, the interesting thing about this, and I need to look up more info on this, but this has mulberry leaf extract in it. Mulberry leaf extract. And it has been shown to reduce normal range post-meal blood sugar spikes by 42% when taken before or with your meal. Okay, so it's already been proven that it reduces the spikes by 42%. That's that mulberry leaf extract, and I really need to explore that more. So it helps your body metabolize what you just ate slower. So it's a slower release of that energy. And of course, you want to pair that with eating good food. You can't, I'm talking to myself. So when I say you, I'm including myself. I'm just generalizing. We can't eat junk food all the time and take this and think that this is going to bring us to a higher level of health. That's not going to happen. That's a dream world that we all wish we were in, but we're not. So we do have to pair this with those other healthy daily habits and good choices that we should all be doing anyway. So, this could be a domino effect to where you are eating better, which I have heard people say that as well. They start taking this, they realize that they have different food desires. Okay, so it's kind of moving them down a different path of better eating, which I find totally fascinating. So you're supposed to take it either a half hour around there to before the heaviest meal of your day or right when you eat. So if you eat your heaviest meal at noon or at lunch, then you want to have it then. If your heaviest meal is later in the day, you want to have it then. So it's just once a day, heaviest meal. So there is a free training course that doTERRA has put together for us. So there's a QR code, which QR codes were everywhere at the convention, that will get you right over to that training course. I have not taken it yet, but I will be taking it. I'm trying to think what people have told me. It's not real long. I'm going to say an hour, but don't quote me on that. It might be less than that. So if you really want to dig in and hear it from the experts, then you're going to want to go check out that free training. And once you have that, you can go back to it as many times as you need to. So it's not a one-time access. Once you sign up for a register, you have access to it all the time. Okay, so the third obstacle to metabolic health is cellular integrity. Okay, so we're going to be talking about collagen now. So now we're going to be referring to collagen, which is the most abundant protein in our body. And there are 28 types of collagen in our body as we know it right now. And it's a key component of connective tissues that make up tendons, ligaments, skin, muscles, and other things in our body. So it sounds pretty important. It gives our skin elasticity and firmness. And that's why as we mature, I'm going to use the word mature, as we mature in our life, our skin becomes less elastic and less firm because that collagen is not there at the levels it used to be when we were younger. So just a quick example, a ligament in our knee helps our knees bend and flex and absorb shock. So that's made up of collagen. So we do produce it naturally, but of course it drops as we age. Darn that age. So again, age 25 is when our collagen levels start to drop. So this is where the NAD and the NAD plus come into play. So I already mentioned NAD plus. That is crucial for mitochondrial maintenance. Now, mitochondria are the little powerhouses in our cells, if you remember that from school. So NAD is crucial for that mitochondrial maintenance, which is directly related to metabolic function. So they help convert food into energy and offer protection to our cellular energy factories. Okay, so this is an important thing that we need to have in our body, even though it's decreasing as we mature. Without sufficient NAD levels in our body, our cells can't generate the energy needed to survive and carry out their functions. That's how important it is. So if we didn't have if we had no NAD plus, we would probably be moving toward death very, very quickly. So here's NMN again. If we supplement with NMN, it could help increase NAD, leading to more youthful functioning of skin and body systems. Okay, so again, there's all these letters that all kind of go together, but they're really, really important because they're partners in our optimal metabolic health. So what would it, look like and feel like if we were living our best selves from the inside out? So this is our collagen product, Metapower Advantage. So it comes in these little packets. You get a whole box of these little packets, and you just, rip or cut one open and you put it in water. And this is just a once a day thing as well. Now, what I've done is I've dedicated one bottle to my Advantage. That's what I've done. So instead of switching around, like using the water bottle for the Advantage and then switching to water and blah, blah, I'm just using this for my Metapower Advantage. So every day I fill this up with water, put my packet in there, and what you do is you shake it up. So we're activating it ourselves. It's more stable when it's shipped as a powder and then added with water once it gets to its destination, meaning our kitchen. So you shake it up, and then I just drink this over an hour or two, sometimes 3. It has to be in water that's not warm. So you can't put it in tea or coffee. It's got to be, cold or room temperature water. Okay, so that's important. So this is my MetaPower Advantage new water bottle that I bought specifically for that reason. So it has marine collagen in it, sustainable marine collagen, NMN, which we already spoke about, and 10 other synergistic ingredients that target cellular integrity and health span. So this is where a lot of people are finding a lot of power and a lot of benefits. And you can see some of them there. So the result is a slower biological aging, firmer skin, improved cognitive function, leaner muscles, and connective tissue, and a whole lot more. Some of the testimonies has just been absolutely incredible. We had one lady I saw at convention. She had only tried one packet of this. By the time I saw her on Friday, we got our packets Wednesday, so maybe she had 2 of them. She had been taking collagen products for years. She told us the brand name offhand. I can't remember what it was. I could look that up. Very pricey. So once she got this and she understood the power of it and how many different collagens we have in here, we have more collagen in here than any other collagen product on the market. And as soon as I find that, nine collagen types. So we have 9 in here. The one she had only had 2. So those on the market typically only have 2 collagen types. We have 9, which in and of itself is incredible. It's more absorbable than other brands. It's just all the quality's better. Anyway, she ended up sending all of her collagen back that she'd gotten from this other company. She just shipped it back. She didn't want nothing to do with it. She didn't even want to finish it up. She just chose to go with the doTERRA because once she learned how much better it was, she just shipped everything back. I thought that was funny. To her own, she had to pay for that shipping. So there was this whole thing about tripeptide types, and let's see if I can find that real quick. The other brands don't have this tripeptides, which break down faster once they're in our body, and of course I can't find that right now. But yeah, so I'm going to skip that since I can't find it, but you can ask me questions at another time and I can explain that more. Okay. So yeah, this is a better shelf life when it comes as a powder, and doTERRA is moving away from transporting and shipping water around the world. So that's why they're going with concentrates and less packaging, because they don't want to be shipping water around the world when we have our own water that we can add our powder to. Yeah, room temperature water, cool water. Let's see. And there's no sugar in here. The other, the product that my friend was shipping back had sugar in it, and this one does not. There's no juice in it, nothing like that. Let's see. Okay, so the tripeptides that I just mentioned, and I'm going to throw this word at you, and it really doesn't mean anything to me right at the moment. Hydrolyzed, which means it's cut into specific tripeptide fragments, which makes it more bioavailable to our body. So that's a big mouthful. Just remember that it's more bioavailable. We absorb it a lot more efficiently than somebody else's product. So everything you've known about collagen is wrong. That's 12 times more bioavailable. I never used a collagen product, but I guess that's a huge market out there. I've heard other women say they've been using collagen. I just never did, but now I do though. And there's another QR code if you want to learn more about it. So here's all the collagen that's in the Advantage. We're not going to spend a lot of time on here because it doesn't mean anything to me. But these are the 9 times. They're sustainably sourced. That's the important thing. Sustainably sourced. Okay. In Italy, actually, Italy is one of the places they source them from, and they test them extensively for heavy metals and make sure there are none. Let's see. I guess that's all I'm going to share about that. Okay. So these are some other things that are in the Advantage. Again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that because you can see it here. If you want to take a screenshot, go ahead. Lots of good stuff in there. And you could see what each one is in there for, what reason they're in there. Like buckthorn is there to promote antioxidant activity. There's the NMN on the left side. Tells a little bit about that. Oh my God, I'm not even going to say that acid one. Let's see. Oh, there's another one for antioxidant activity, that rose apple fruit. So grab that graphic if you want to know more about that. Okay, so if you bought everything, let me finish this up, then I'm going to tell you about a couple of the other products. So if you bought everything separate, all the ingredients that are in the Advantage, you would spend over $300. So that's the value that somebody has figured out. And this product is not $300, just so you know, because I would not be paying $300. I don't think. Maybe, but I don't know. So somebody put a number on all those ingredients and it was over $300 in value. That's pretty huge. So this is the last obstacle is inferior supplementation. And we just gave you a whole bunch of, information about why doTERRA has a higher level and a superior level of supplementation. I trust everything that doTERRA offers us personally. I know they're always high quality, pure. I have utmost confidence in anything they offer us. So I have total confidence in this product as well. And I know it's of high quality, and that's me. I don't mind giving them my money because I know what they do with my money. But I do want to say quickly that there's a gum that you can chew. So to curb cravings, you can grab this gum if you're a gum chewer. They have beadlets as well. The beadlets are in my purse, so I'm not going to go grab them. So they're just like the peppermint beadlets and the On Guard beadlets. You can pop one of those in your mouth to curb a craving or take it midday to get you through to dinner or something like that. They also have the Metapower blend and soft gels. So this is the soft gels. So this is the assist. You take once a day with your biggest meal. These are the soft gels. So let's say you didn't want to put the blend in your water or under your tongue, but you'd rather take the soft gels. Maybe you want to travel with the soft gels. So this is just another form, another convenient way of getting that blend into your body. So you could take that with each meal if you wanted to. So those are just extra products. Come October, when you buy the full product line, you're going to get all the products. It's not till November, which I'll show you that as well, that you're going to be able to buy individual products. So this is basically the routine. Metapower oil, here's the soft gels, beadlets, and gum. You add whatever ones you want to your daily routine to keep your taste buds fresh and not wanting sugar or whatever else you happen to crave. So you could drop it on your tongue, pop in a beadlet, take the soft gels, whatever you want to work into your routine, you make it work for you. You might have certain specific points in your day that you would take them, or one of them, and maybe you just want to take them randomly. I kind of do mine randomly, but maybe I should put them more and more on a schedule. But you want to put them where you can see them and where you can use them conveniently. Make it convenient for yourself. The Assist comes in the smaller bottle. Let me show you the two bottles over here. So this is the Assist. These are the soft gels. So just don't be confused. It's once you get them, you can always ask me again once you get your products and I'll walk you through it. So the next step is that Assist once a day largest meal, whatever that might be. Sometimes like the last day or two, I've kind of been off a little bit. So I take it with dinner, right before dinner. But I do try to plan in my head when my largest meal will be. So I can have my Assist prior to that meal. If you don't have it prior to the meal, just take it with your meal. No big deal. You're not going to crash and burn because you didn't take it prior to your meal. And then the Advantage, 1 packet a day in your water. Use more water rather than less. Okay. This is a 28 ounce, and I find this perfectly fine. This is actually helping me drink more water. If you put it in a small water bottle, you know, the disposable water bottle, I'm hearing that some people are not thrilled with the taste of it. It is a little weird. It's a little interesting, but once I added it to this bigger bottle, I'm perfectly fine with it. So just be aware of that. Make sure you shake it each time before you drink it. You want to make sure it dissolves as much as possible. And if you put it in a glass where you could see it, it's going to have a color to it, and it's going to have little green flecks floating in it. So don't be alarmed. Those little green flecks are actually chlorophyll. So yes, it looks like it has some stuff in it, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Oh, good. Here's the schedule. The one I didn't think was in here. So if you want to take a screenshot of this, you're more than welcome to. See, they're suggesting soft gel after dinner, soft gel after lunch, soft gel with your LLV. So you have to decide if you want to take the soft gels that often. They are heavily suggesting we pair this MetaPower system with LLV, which is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And there was an explanation between macronutrients and micronutrients. One represents macro and one represents micro, and I'm not well versed in that, so I can't really share that with any authority. If I'm sharing any of this with authority, I don't know. But so you still continue lifelong vitality, and this is in addition to. Okay. So they're not separate. You can take them separate, but they're going to work together in a nice partnership. And then of course we have, you know, the greens, the protein powder. I'm still continuing to use those with my smoothie. I still use my TerraZyme with each meal to break things down even more. You know, PB Assist, I use that once a day to bring the new and keep the new good bacteria in my gut. So I'm still continuing to take those. So if there's other supplements you're taking, you can continue taking them. If you're not part of the doTERRA group yet, then you can get your own free account when you buy the whole kit. So the Metabolic System Kit, when you buy that at $179, you get a free account with that, which I think is awesome. I hope they keep that forever. And that's going to give you everything, the gum, the beadlets, all that. And here's the photo I was frantically looking for, but I see it was already in that previous slide. So this was just from a paper that I had. Not quite as detailed as the one I showed you a couple slides ago. I'm trying to move rapidly. I see we're almost to the top of the hour. I wanted to keep it less than an hour, so that's my goal. So when you buy the supplements, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, you can customize your kit. So a customized means you can add extra products at a discounted price. So they're doing, this is really, really cool. They're doing that with the Metapower products. So when you get your lifelong vitality supplements, you can customize your kit, and you can see the Metapower products down there on the bottom right. You can add those to your cart. I don't know what the discounted price is. Looks like 25 for beadlets and the soft gels. Oh, that's the assist, I'm sorry. And then the advantage is 65, I think. So you're going to get those at a discounted price when you're combining the LLV with the Metapower. There is some upcoming things that doTERRA is doing. They're doing a Metapower challenge, which is coming on the phone. I signed up for that. They'll send you daily texts to kind of give you some encouragement. If you want to do that with a partner, which one of our doTERRA leaders is starting a challenge, I think next week, where we're going to be doing taking the products as a group. And probably she's going to have us sign up for these texts all together. But, oh, I put test instead of text. So you're going to text, not test, to that number 386457, the word Metapower. Now make sure you read the text that you get after that, because it's going to ask you for a Y for yes. It's going to ask you to type in go when you're ready to get started. And I did not do that. And I was wondering why I was not getting any text. So follow the text that come after that, and make sure you follow directions. I do have a Facebook page, Regain Your Vitality, that I'm putting all kinds of Metapower education in there. And we have some testimonies in there. We have some really good videos. So everybody and anybody is welcome to jump in there. If you're not on Facebook, I need to pull together a My Event Cafe, which is just a platform that's not on Facebook, and you can access that just once you register. It's all free. I've not done that yet, but that's my intention. If you want a free Metapower ebook, let me know and I'll email you the PDF. And remember, there's that training as well that doTERRA has pulled together for us. And there it is right there, like magic. It also gave you the QR code in a previous slide that would get you there as well. Okay, we've already seen this slide. If you know somebody that wants to look younger and feel younger from the inside out, they can jump on the doTERRA bandwagon for $179, and that's it. There's no other extra cost on top of that. And thank you so much. There was a lot to share with you, a lot of info. I was fire hosing you with a ton of stuff. I don't know if I was as articulate as I probably could be, but yeah. And I'm going to share with you my results as they come in. I said, I'm just starting the third week. I have not seen anything yet, but I'm trusting that things are going on beyond the surface, below the surface. Suggestion: if you're going to try this line, assess yourself in advance. I got blood work done about a month ago, or beginning of September. It just happened to time out perfectly. So I had copies sent to myself. So I have a blood work baseline. I actually took before photos, which was really weird, but I do have before photos. And I did take a measurement around my waist. I kind of wish I would have taken a measurement around my arms and my thighs, but I did not. But give yourself a baseline so you can see your results, you know, maybe a month or 2 or 3 down the road, and some visible results will prove to you and validate that this has worked for you. Just be aware that every single person is having different results. Literally every person has, there's some commonalities, but every person has their own experience with this line. Some people are finding the side benefits of losing weight very, very quickly. Some it's taking them a couple of months. So everybody seems to be talking about the mental clarity. They're just, that seems to be something that's happening for everybody. Their mind is just sharp and clear. Energy levels have come up for many, many people. Everybody is just raving about their skin. It was so funny. We listened to a gentleman on a panel. He's probably in his 50s, talking about his results and what he was seeing. And he just went on and on and on about how his skin was so awesome. It was just funny hearing a man talk about his skin, but he was all about the skin. And we had different people talk from different age groups and athletic levels, and everybody had positive results, just some quicker than others. So if you're not seeing a result immediately, don't worry, they're coming. That's what I'm trusting, that mine are coming. I did hear some people talk about some detox results. So they had some slight detoxing symptoms for a couple of days. So just be aware of that. If you're, unsure, reach out to me and we'll see if that is something that I'm hearing across the board. But don't be upset if something is taking place that you have not heard about from anybody else. So it's just your body doing what it needs to do to bring it back into balance. So with that being said, I am going to stop the recording. Thank you so much for everybody that has listened to this. I appreciate your time and your attention. And I hope you found it interesting and you go explore some more with some of those resources that I shared with you. So thank you so much. And I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll go talk to those people who are present and answer any questions that I can. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.